Hey everybody, it's Marina, your girl, aka Polly G with Polly G Talks Politics. I wanted to address this one to the average elector, the average electorate, right? The average elected politician, the average representative of the average district, right? This is a complete step-by-step guide to maintain your seat, to gain popularity, to gain a platform, to gain support of the American people and win elections. It's very simple, right? It's actually only one step, right? But before I get into that, let me explain why the previous method hasn't been working. Again, it's kind of obvious. See, this system, it involves a lot of money trading hands and a lot of politicking, a lot of compromise, a lot of surrender, a lot of treating things as business as usual. And we all know this is not business as usual. It is not constitutional, just, right, moral, anything but like cruel and disgusting and fascist to abduct U.S. citizens and children and undocumented people and kick them out of the country to other places that they don't live in and have never lived in, right? That's not politics as usual. New game, new rules, baby. Now, the problem that the establishment has been facing is that they've been trying to do politics as usual. They've been trying to do the usual campaign of like, oh, mention this, this, and that keyword. Mention this, this, and that like thing, mention this, and that endorsement, or this, and that campaign, advertisement, or whatever, and you know what? It's not worked, right? Like, basically, that's like treating politics, it's treating elections like a PR game, right? It's treating them like, not like actual, like, contests of politics, but like frickin', showmanship contests. Like frickin', like all they do is really like, flaunt their wealth, and all the Democrats have done lately, the establishment Democrats, they've not run on any cohesive policy reform. They're just kind of running on, oh, hopefully people will vote for us because they don't like Trump, right? The establishment it needs votes right now to survive, right? It might have all the power in the world. It might have money, it might have donors, it might have sponsors, it might have advertising. What it does not have is public support, and what it can never ever survive without is public support. That if everyone in America agrees that you are not king, you are no king, bucko, okay? And this is where I want to get to the advice, right? Here is my simple one-step plan. If the majority of your issues stem from the fact that people want change and you refuse to give it to them, that you defer to the same talking points, that you defer to the same ideas, that you converge on the same basic PR stunts, right? It's a very simple solution to all this. It's not easy, but it's simple. You gotta actually do what your electorate constituency wants, right? You gotta actually appeal to your constituency by shock horror making good policy that helps people, because people need help right now, and definitely not the president is interested in giving them that. That's the thing. That's why Cuomo lost, right? Not only the people could feel that since de Blasio, the city has gotten worse, right? The Adams administration hasn't just killed the city's, like, economy, hasn't just killed the city's, like, affordability. It hasn't just killed the city's, like, aesthetics, its safety. It's killed the city's vibe, right? there was a noticeable before and after contrast to the establishment leadership versus the progressive leadership. And that is what people remembered. That is what people remembered, especially people in my age bracket. They remember the city being cool once. They remember the city being livable. And they want the city to be livable again. And I'm sorry, Cuomo, if you're not going to make that explicit promise, then nobody is going to care. Nobody. The thing is, like, this isn't even like a complicated concept. Like I said, it's real simple. You just got to do what your constituency actually wants you to do, right? Because here's the thing. In the age of the internet, in the age of mass information spread by independent sources, we are no longer a bunch of stupid sheeple, right? We have independent media sources that cover news with a decidedly less immoral bias, right? And I don't think that any amount of fear-mongering is going to stop that, right? Did the kings successfully destroy every printing press in the world? Of course frickin' not. And similarly, they can try all they like to use the apparatus of the internet to promote inequality, to keep misinformation as the default state, or they could actually decide to go with where the future is, which is to say, actually not treating your voters like they're dumb, 'cause we're not, right? We hate being treated like dumb. If there's one thing a New Yorker hates more than anything, it's being treated like an idiot. And so, politicians, that is the one thing you have to do to get reelected. What your constituency actually wants from you. That's it. If you can do that, you'll be reelected. If you can't, I'm sorry, your chances aren't looking good. That's just kind of the reality. That's where I see things going. We've seen landslide victories for progressives, not just in New York City, remember, right? New York City, I feel, is a microcosm of where we are as a country because blue progressive Democrats are winning in, like, Alabama, in Mississippi, in Montana, in Oklahoma recently. They elected a one of the first indigenous politicians in the state's history, and also a progressive leftist who wants to protect women and indigenous women and reproductive rights, right? These are not unpopular policies. Anybody who thinks that the lesson we should take away from Trump is that people want right-wing policy, that people want to kowtow to billionaires, that people aren't willing to be gaslit enough, right? That's the wrong takeaway. You gotta take away that people want change. And if you're not gonna change, you're not gonna last. I hope everyone else besides the elected officials have a blessed day. And if you're listening to this, Cuomo, please take money from Elon. Ditto with you, Eric Adams. It would be a very good look. Anyway, stay fresh, stay hydrated. Punk's not dead.